Time to find out, can you beat Fallout New Vegas as an NCR soldier? For my name, I chose Tandy, after one of the NCR's female presidents. Because she was, and that was the first name that came to my mind when it comes to NCR. Then I chose female because, well, I've never played as a female in any of my Fallout New Vegas videos, so I gotta change that for equality. So, I made her pink because I like the color pink. I then drained strength, put the rest into luck, agility, intelligence, and perception to make a perfect gun build. Chose guns, medicine, and speech. Speech so I can talk out of encounters and do things diplomatically, and guns and medicine are pretty self-explanatory. Then I chose hardcore mode because I'm not a little wuss. So it's time for me to find my first NCR armor and clothes. So to do that, I then rushed straight through the scorpions and went to Nellis. Nellis has some dead NCR soldiers, so I found corpses, looted them for some armor, and then I sold everything I had to the gun runners to buy myself a service rifle and some ammo. After that, I wanted to test them out on some powder gangers, so I went to Good Springs to see how well this service rifle works. And spoiler alert, it serves me well, ha ha ha! Seriously though, the powder gangers did die. After killing some powder gangers, I then went to Prim to bring back the law because, well, I wanted to make it so the NCR owned Prim because, well, I am an NCR soldier after all. Also, I get free XP from this Prim quest, and it's pretty easy, so there's no reason not to. After wiping out the powder gangers, I then convinced the NCR to take over Prim. After that, I decided to clear some ants for the NCR base. Also, one of the major goals for this challenge is to be idolized by the NCR, so I'm going to do as many side quests for them as possible, and roleplay as much as possible. That's why I wiped out the Legion. Volpez was a bit of a challenge, but after he fell down, the rest of the Legion were pretty much a piece of cake. This is early game though, so the Legionaries wouldn't be too tough, at least not yet. As then, I went to Novak to try to figure out where Benny was. But before he could tell me anything, I had to clear out some ghouls, so that's exactly what I did. After getting some nice headshots here and there on some ghouls, I must say the service rifle is quite a good weapon for early game. After destroying some ghouls, I then talked to the Bright followers, and they told me to get rid of the demons in the basement. Usually I do things peacefully because that's just the easiest way to do it, but for once I decided I would wipe out the demons, which means that I would wipe out all the Night Kings down below in the basement. So I went to each one wiping them out. And yeah, this actually wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. The biggest problem I had and how tough they were, it was having enough ammo to do it, because the service rifle is pretty good, but it goes through ammo pretty fast. So yeah. After wiping out a few Niken, I was then forced to go back and buy some ammo, which luckily the gun runners did sell. And yeah, this was actually one of the few games where I used barter a lot to, buy ammo and equipment. Usually I just gamble for money. But yep, after getting enough equipment, I was then able to wipe out the demons in the basement. And after wiping out the Hellspawn, it was finally time for me to help more Hellspawn, aka ghouls, enter space. So I went things for the rocket. It wasn't too hard, so I'm just going to gloss over it. Not really much happened. After getting the components for the rocket, I then was able to launch it into space. And let me tell you, it was beautiful. That cutscene never gets old, no matter how many times I play New Vegas. After that, I went to Boulder City, talked the Great Khans out of fighting the NCR, and talked the NCR to let them go. And then I became accepted by the NCR and Great Khans. Then I went on to Camp Golf to help whip some soldiers into shape. And yeah, I could teach them how to fire correctly, but I didn't have enough in explosives to pass a grenade test, so instead I used human kindness and talked them all into working together. As Camp Golf scores went up, I then went on to the solar power plant to help them get some power. Now I could destroy them all or use it to get a super weapon, but the NCR's reputation only goes up if you send the power to the Strip and to Camp McCarran. So that's exactly what I would do. So I used my gun to destroy some of the defenses, as then I grabbed a key card, used it to activate a robot, and then after that, it was time for me to help out the NCR. Not gonna lie, I was very tempted to kill them all right here and now, but I managed to suppress my urges and send the power to Camp McCarran and Las Vegas Strip, as then I watched the show. Blindness. After that, I went to Nelson to clear out the Legion there to help out the NCR.
After killing the legionaries, I then freed some of the men. I did run out of ammo halfway through, but don't worry, I had an idea. My idea was to run up and let the ranger take care of them, and this works out pretty well. If you're clearing out Camp Nelson and you're running out of ammo, or your soldiers died if you're helping the NCR take it, just run up and let the ranger deal with them. After that, I went to Camp Florin Hope to help them out, as I got ambushed getting supplies, but the Legion was no match for my superior aim, as then I easily took care of them. With luck up
Along
and
with guns, headshots do an extreme amount of damage, making it so they're pretty easy to deal with, at least early on. I then went back to Camp Florin Hope to perform some medical surgery, and somehow I did a better job than the doctor with no medical training, don't question that. After that, I went to Camp McCarran to clean some fiend bounties. I like how one of them has a bunch of dog, one shoots fire, and this one just has a golf club. Yeah, the guy with the golf club is the easiest to take down. But I took them down. One by one, the fiends fell as I collected each bounty, and got to say, it was a bit challenging, not gonna lie. The biggest challenge I had was keeping my ammo because, well, I go through a lot of ammo in this run. After that, I finally became liked by the NCR, so I decided to travel the monorail to go straight to New Vegas, as I had to score. Now, there's also a very important part about being liked. You see, if you're liked by the NCR, they let you into a ranger station. That gives you pretty OP equipment, which will be important later on. But for now, I traveled the monorail straight to Benny. As I talked to Benny, I decided to use my Black Widow perk to have a good time with him. But little did he know that I was going to slaughter him. Yeah. Fooling around with the person that you tried to kill. What could go wrong? Not the smartest idea, Benny. Anyway, after dealing with Benny, I then went to Mr. House and took care of him. Because the NCR was going to ask me to take care of him anyway, so this time I just, took care of things early on. After that, I went to Cottonwood Cove to clear out the Legion and free the slaves because, well, it would be good target practice. Also, there was a very good reason I wanted to be liked by the NCR so early on. It's so I can get into their ranger station and get some OP weapons, because I was going to need it for my main mission. My mission to assassinate Caesar. Which is the whole reason I even got the platinum chip, so Caesar would invite me in so I could kill him. Making my way through the fort wasn't too difficult, with the NCR power armor being a really good armor early on, and a good armor late on, it was pretty easy, as I managed to kill Caesar himself. After that, I went to Crocker, and he gave me my first mission. My mission was to make contact with the boomers, and have them ally with the NCR. As, not gonna lie, I didn't die a lot here. Usually I die a lot getting to the boomers, but this time, I only died once. After that, I just ran straight towards the fence and made it. I don't really know what's different about this time than all the other times, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So then I talked to Pearl and agreed to help out the boomers. As then I went to some patients and began to save their life with my medical know-how. Somehow a man with no medical training knows more than doctors. Don't ask me. After that, I decided to help with young love by talking Janet into running away to meet someone just so she can lose her loved ones and never see them ever again. So I had to talk to Pearl, talk to the NCR, and eventually they agreed to let Janet run away and be with her sweetheart forever. Hip hip hooray, she's never gonna see her friends and family again, all for some boy she saw with binoculars. After that, I went to some museum, asked questions about some boomers, and apparently me just asking questions about them made them like me. Don't know how that works, but don't question it. After that, I then released the airplane from the bottom of the lake, and the boomers were ready to help out the NCR. After that, it was time for the kings. Now, I could just murder all the kings and that'll be a lot faster, but I want to do things diplomatically because I felt like a good person today. Except for this guy. You see, the king gives you money to investigate a mercenary, but if you just kill him, you can keep the money, so I always do that. After that, he told me to investigate the NCR raids, and since I literally asked the kings to join the NCR, you would think he wouldn't do this, considering I'm biased, but whatever. After talking around and snooping around, we found out that the NCR sent a convoy, but it never got to the king. So we were able to uncover the whole misunderstanding and stop anyone from getting hurt, as we talked the NCR out of trying to kill the kings. After that, I used my one favor with the king to help out with the NCR, making it so there was no longer any more violence. After that, I talked to Colonel,
as then she would give me my next quest. But on my way to that quest, I got jumped by some legionary assassins, which managed to F me up. Even with my power armor, they still did a lot of damage. Luckily for me though, I had super stim packs and a pretty good revolver, so it didn't really matter. After that, I talked to Papa Khan about breaking his alliance with Caesar's Legion, but he refused. So then I had to go back to the fort to get a book about all the slaves they have to convince the great Khans that they'll be turned into slaves later. After getting that book, I then talked to some of Papa Khan's trusted advisors, talking him out of joining the Legion. And I even got Carl killed, which is nice, but I forgot to record him dying, and I didn't feel like re-recording it, so that's what you're gonna get. After that, I turned invisible to walk through the Deathclaw Valley. Still don't know how the Great Khans got there, but hey, I guess it's too late to ask questions now. As then we convinced all the advisors to break their alliance with Papa Khan. Papa Khan agreed to no longer ally with Caesar. However, I wanted Papa Khan gone so the Great Khans can ally with the NCR. So I waited for Papa Khan to take a poop, killed him while he was on the John, Regis into joining the NCR, effectively making the Great Khans allies who will help us in the next battle of Hoover Dam. After that, I then went off to clear the powder gangers at the correctional facility. Since, I kind of wanted to clear out every threat to the NCR possible before the Battle of Hoover Dam to make sure that they have a nice clear start. After that, I went to the vault to wipe out the ones there personally. And with no more powder gangers, that's one less threat for the NCR to deal with. After that, I went to investigate the Omertas to figure out why they were causing problems and if they're going to betray the NCR. Turns out they were. And I'm just going to skip past this mission because it's just boring. After a while, we turned on Big Saul as I used myself as a human shield so the other guy can take them down, since I couldn't sneak any NCR weapons in. After that, I used Veronica so I can go into the Brotherhood bunker. Now, I could just destroy them or fight my way through, but I wanted to do things diplomatically for once to try to get the best ending, because, well, why not? I usually destroy the Brotherhood in every run, so I might as well let them live for once. After that, I talked to all the squires. They told me what was going on. Then I went to collect things for their air conditioning unit. However, I wanted to kill the leader of the Fiends too, because that was actually a quest you can get for the NCR. Luckily, my speech was high enough to convince the Fiends I was no threat, so they let me in, and I walked up to the leader and began to shoot him right in the face until he died. Pretty easy. He didn't even fight back. Then I got the part I was looking for, as then I turned in my bounty and got a few caps here and there. Not enough for what I just did, but I guess it was worth it. As then, I went to more vaults to collect what I needed. Skip past that because, well, it's just kind of annoying and sidetracking. As then, I spoke to the Elder, and the Elder was willing to have an alliance with the NCR, officially making the Brotherhood allies to the NCR. After that, it was time for me to protect the President. As I detected a bomb on the President's vertibird, I then reported that in, as the President was escorted out and saved. After saving the President, it was finally time for the great battle of Hoover Dam, as I just became idolized by the NCR. Not gonna lie, these legionaries absolutely destroyed me, especially when they surrounded me, but I didn't die once. There was a few times where I almost died during this battle. And I would tell you if I did, because I show myself dying in every battle of the Hoover Dam when I do. If you don't believe me, watch my other videos. But I did kind of well here, not going to lie. I did use my service rifle quite a bit just to save ammo. Then I met with the Legate, used my speech to talk him into fighting me one-on-one. After that, I just kind of ran away and got a few headshots here and there. I would run away, he would hit me, I would hit a stim pack, and then, well, I would just run away again. As then, it was kind of time to see who could outlast the other. But I had a bunch of drugs on my side, so I was able to kill Legate Lanius. Once and for all, proving that yes, you can beat Fallout New Vegas as an NCR soldier. Hope you all enjoyed this challenge. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends. Peace out, and have a nice day.